Brendan Docks is always a busy and bustling place. Every day, ships come in with their cargo, where the cranes load them into trucks. There's a lot of trains that need to be shunted, but it's no trouble for Salty. Salty is a dockyard diesel who works down at Brendan with a tank engine named Porter. Salty is also very experienced with trucks. Most engines have trouble with trucks, but Salty never has a problem like that. He likes working to a musical rhythm, and so do the trucks.
Ho, ho, and a bucket of prawns. The tiller spins.
And the captain yards.
The engines like Salty, especially when he tells his stories of the sea.
I strained to haul the ship safely by the key. My engine roared, my wheel slipped, but I managed to bring her safe and sound. It was a tiring job, mateys, but I was glad everyone was safe in the end.
Everyone found it exciting whenever Salty told his tales. James, however, couldn't care any less.
That Salty's nothing but an absolute bore, always going on and on about his stupid old sea stories. Not to mention the fishy smell he has on him. Yuck!
That's because he works with fish. And besides, you're only jealous that Salty can manage trucks better than you.
What? Me? Jealous of a rusty old red engine?
Oh, are you sure you're not talking about yourself then, James?
What? Duh.
James soon backed hastily down on his coaches, ready and eager to start, when Sir Topham Hatt came up to him.
James, there's an emergency at the docks. A large shipment of fish needs to be taken down to the fishing village.
What? But why can't Henry do it? He loves messing about with fish.
Henry has been taken ill, and you're the only other engine available that's strong enough to pull them. In the meantime, I'll send for another engine to take your passengers.
Ahoy, matey! Come to collect the catch of the day, I see.
Yes, matey. And the sooner I get done with this job, the better. I cannot stand the smell of fish.
Ah, there be nothing better than the wee smell of fresh fish from the sea.
Ugh! It suits a revolting and ugly pirate like you more than it does to a more proper engine like me.
Porter, who was shunting nearby, heard everything and lost patience.
Leave Salty be, James. He's a hard worker, and your stroopy attitude towards him isn't making things better. It's instead bringing bad atmosphere to the docks.
The only bad atmosphere is him bringing up his fishy stench. And the sooner I'm out of here and away from his sickening face, the better.
Whoa there, me hearty. This train requires a lot of trips. I take 5 trucks at a time, James. You didn't want to be having too much to handle now, would you?
I can manage, thank you very much. I'm bigger and stronger than you, pirate. Strong enough to not even have a brake van.
Wait, what? James, stop! You're supposed to have a brake van.
Never ye mind, young Porter. If I know James, this is going to bite him back in the buffers. You'll see.
If James hadn't been so over-eager to put Salty in his place, he wouldn't be behaving so idiotically. No sooner had he started speeding down the line out of view from Brendan, his fish trucks soon began to play their usual tricks on him.
Oh, push! Backwards! Forwards!
Oh, stop that! Keep in line, you silly trucks!
On!
Oh, yuck! Oily, slimy fish! This is disgusting!
Want to be like stupid?
Will you shut up?
Ow, that hurt! Come on, lads, let's teach him a lesson.
Yeah, let's do it!
James struggled to move the heavy train down the line, but because he had so many trucks, the slower the journey became. The trucks kept on teasing James as they moved along the tracks.
Poor James thinks he's a hot rod while his bright red coat smells of kippers and cods.
Oh, that does it! I'll teach you! Whoa! Stop! Stop!
Up ahead, Duck was waiting for a signal to change to green at the bottom of the hill, unaware that James was careering down the hill right behind him. By now, James was completely out of control. His driver slammed on his brakes as hard as he possibly could, but the fish trucks were unfortunately too heavy for him to stop in time.
Oh, my lovely red paintwork.
Oh, this certainly isn't the Great Western Way.
No one was severely injured, but a very strong smell of fish hung in the air.
Well, this is a fine kettle of fish.
Soon, Edward came with the breakdown train to clear away the mess. Sir Topham had arrived in his car, clearly more than displeased with what James had done.
James the Red Engine, your show-off behavior has caused a lot of chaos. And look at poor Duck. This mess wouldn't have happened if you had bothered to have taken a freight van with you. Freight vans are the most essential things on my railway. After being on my railway for a number of years, you should be smart enough to know that by now.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
When all of this is tidied up and what's left of the fish is delivered, you will stay at the docks until further notice. Maybe Salty can teach you a thing or two about following orders.
Soon the mess was cleared and James took the rest of the undamaged trucks away. He arrived at the fishing village very tired and very late, but he was glad that his smelly job was over. Later, James arrived back at the docks when Salty pulled up alongside him.
Well, me hearty. It seems like you wanted to be a fish for a day, eh?
Look, Salty, I'm sorry about earlier. I shouldn't have been so rude, and I should have listened to your advice about the trucks.
Trucks can be a bit of a wee bother, James. I used to have trouble with them too, you know.
You did? But coming from an expert, it's too hard to believe. How could they have given you any trouble?
Well, I hadn't learned how to control these little sea dogs, and I figured to try and do a different way to work with them better. Why'd you think I always sing songs to them?
You think you could show me your way of dealing with them?
Of course I can. Follow me, shipmate.
Wow. Thank you, Salty. You certainly know your way with those rascals.
No problem, matey. Now then, I think it's time you got a good rub down. A reliable engine like you always deserves one.
When James arrived at the washdown, Duck was there being cleaned.
Getting clean is lovely, isn't it, Duck?
Oh yes, it's the best part of the day.
Especially when you smell a fish. Oh.
Take a look who's coming down the track. Make way for James, hooray for James. The shiny, shiny paint with a jet black stack. Make way for James, hooray for James. What is for certain and we really should note, it's indisputable. Let's take a vote. He's the really splendid engine with a bright red coat. James, oh, he could brag all day how fast he goes, how good he looks. He's such a pose. But what about the time he got covered in mud? Oh, what a dope, what a dud. But up and down the line you'll hear the others say, despite his vanity, he really is okay. Dependable, reliable, and seldom late. We all think James is great. Speeding down the line like a lightning flash. Make way for James, hooray for James. Hang on to your hat as he whooshes past. Make way for James, hooray for James.
He really knows how to stage a show.
You better stand back and watch him go. He's the really splendid engine with a bright red coat. Take it over the top. Look at who's swanning it down the track. Make way for James, hooray for James. He never looks up, he never looks back. Make way for James, hooray for James. A tad conceited and really quite vain. He knows we love him just the same. Take a look who's coming down the track. Make way for James, hooray for James. The shiny, shiny paint with a jet black stack. Make way for James, hooray for James. He's the really splendid engine. Shiny, shiny engine. He's a really splendid engine. Yep, that's our James. There's James.